Good morning and aloha. Thank you very much for joining in our Jodo Buddhist Sunday service. Today is January 31st. Today, I have a Zoom meeting right after this service, so I make it a shorter service. And this year, because I kind of, have a long talk, so I try to be shorter service. And last week, I'm sorry, it was very long service. So, I think if I can deliver the Dharma talk, with shorter words, I think that would be excellent. So anyway, the Buddhist is a balance is very important. So the Dharma talk should not be too long and not too short. So appropriate amount is actually the best. So today, invocation, page 3. Amida Buddha, the awakened one, the compassionate one, we ask for your guidance on this happy day. Lead us from the numbness of routine and from all bitterness of heart to a peaceful place of compassion and wisdom. Grant us the strength and abiding consciousness to work together harmoniously in our temple and our community. Help us to always remember that life is one, and therefore that all living things coexist and are interconnected, and that your infinite light of compassion shines upon the hearts of everyone. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Bandana Kisarana, page 5. of light, white and sparkling sands on me, they through honest gates, touch throughout within, embrace my shall be. Thank you very much. Now, page 8, Golden Chain. I am a link in Amida Buddha's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I must keep my link bright and strong. I will try to be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will try to think pure and beautiful thoughts, to say pure and beautiful words, and to do pure and beautiful deeds, knowing that on what I do now depends my happiness or misery. May every link in Amida Buddha's golden chain of love become bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namu Amida Butsu. Thank you. Now, page 9, Eightfold Path. The Buddha teaches us that we may become pure and holy by following the rules he laid down for us. Let us repeat them and also remember at all times what they mean. First, right understanding. Let us learn and try to understand the truth. Second, right purpose. Let us try always to do what is right. Third, right speech. Let us be truthful and kind in all we say. Fourth, right conduct. Let us try to behave ourselves at all times. Fifth, right livelihood. Let us earn our living in a way which will not harm anyone. Sixth, right endeavor. Let us constantly try to become better. Seventh, right thought. Let us cherish our thoughts because our words and our actions arise from our thoughts. Eighth, right meditation. Let us think often of Amida Buddha and repeat the sacred name, Namu Amida Butsu. May the sacred presence of Amida, who said he would abide in his teaching, be our guide. May we follow his glorious example and tread with unfaltering steps this noble path, until we too shall attain enlightenment. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Thank you very much. Now, page 17, Taikyoge, opening verse for Sutra chapter. By the way, this water lily is blooming, so maybe right after service it opened up. So please look. The inspired, profound, and wondrous Dharma, even after 100,000 million years, is deeper to encounter. We now hear receive and uphold it. May we understand the true message of the Tathagata. 死生言仏説無料寿教死生言羅言上生願I have established the past vows and shall without fail reach the ultimate path. If these vows are not fulfilled, may I not attain perfect enlightenment. Should I for countless aeons not become a great benefactor and relieve all those in poverty and suffering? May I not attain perfect enlightenment. When I reach the person of the Buddha, my name shall resound beyond the 10 directions. Should there be a praise in which it cannot be heard? May I not attain perfect enlightenment. Abandoning desire with profound right mindfulness and pure wisdom, I shall cultivate pure practice. I shall intently pursue the ultimate path to become a teacher of all celestial and human beings. Divine power radiates forth, a great light that completely illuminates limitless night, eliminating the darkness of the three departments to lead all beings out of suffering, opening the eyes of wisdom to extinguish the darkness of ignorance and obstructing the harmful path to provide passage to the gate of fortunate destiny. Fully endowed with all the virtues, the Buddha's majestic radiance shall shine brightly in the 10 directions, outshining the sun and the moon, and eclipsing the brilliance of the heavens. For the sake of all beings, a Buddha opens the Dharma storehouse and widely shares its treasures of virtue. Among all who have gathered, a Buddha always expounds the Dharma like a lion's roar, making offerings to all the Buddhas and becoming endowed with all roots of virtue. With a vows and wisdom perfected, a Buddha becomes a hero of freedom, like the unimpeded wisdom of a Buddha that reaches and shines upon all. I vow that the power of my virtue and wisdom will be equal to yours, most venerable one. If these vows are realized, may the whole universe tremble with joy, and from the sky all the celestial beings will rain down rare and wondrous flowers. Amida Buddha's original vows are the essential gate to the ultimate bliss. May this merit be transferred equally to enable us to immediately attain birth in the pure journey. Namu Amida 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 Shri Namu Amida. The infinite light of Amida Buddha illuminates the 10 directions of the world, and all who call upon his name shall be received and never abandoned. Namu Amida, 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 Namu Amida, Namu Ega, merit transference for the deceased. Dedicating merit through the chanting of sutra passages and the calling of Amida Buddha name is important practice in Jodoshi. This is a time to offer our prayers to our ancestors and beloved ones, as well as to remember them with gratitude for all they have done for us. May we aspire to lead fruitful, peaceful lives while sending our thoughts to those who are not with us in this world. Let us now offer our prayer so that everyone, all the deceased, be released from suffering and be born into Amida Buddha's pure life of ultimate peace. Namu Amida. And also my sincere prayer to those who passed away in the war, in the accident, and in the disaster. Namu. We aspire for these merits and virtues to be equally bestowed upon all, and may we together develop the aspiration for enlightenment to achieve birth in the pure land of peace. Good morning, Wepis Aloha. Thank you very much for watching. Recently, because our memorial date for the Master Honen Shonin is January 25th, this month we have so much opportunities to join in the Nembutsu practice. And then I did sometime, 1 hour Nembutsu. And then most recently, the Tsuchiya Sensei, and then we have worldwide Nembutsu chanting by Zoom. And that Nembutsu, actually, I felt, wow, 1 hour passed so quickly. And usually, as compared to other things, chanting Namu Amida Butsu for 1 hour feels like, wow, kind of long time. The reason why we feel long time when we chant Namu Amida Butsu is because Namu Amida Butsu is actually very simple, and we simply repeat. The simple repetition is actually just like stepping over here, don't move. And if we do other things, we feel like we walking, we running toward the destination. But the repetition of simple name, Namu Amida Butsu, is actually stepping over here, no, don't move. So that's why I feel like, when you recite Namu Amida Butsu, feels, time, long time. And however, this time, wow, 1 hour, incredibly fast, passing so fast. Wow, already 1 hour. And then I actually watched YouTube, and then I noticed I was dozing off. Oh my goodness. No wonder it passed. But somehow I actually continued while falling asleep. So this is actually great experience mentioned by Yoshida Kenko, who was an essayist and Buddhist monk in medieval time in the 14th century. And he left Tsurezure. It's the essay in idleness. So this is one of the three great essays in Japan. And the reason why this essay is great is that actually one passage is very short. Sometimes one line, a few lines, and not long. And wow, and then this is actually the author is kind of telling the truth. And that good for modern age. And wow, I think this Tsurezure essays in idleness is like Twitter. So Twitter is actually not long, have to be very short with limited characters. So wow, the Kenko Hoshi must be a good Twitter, if he lived in the modern age. So anyway, in the Twitter, Honen Shonin was actually made. And this Tsurezure and Tsurezure means having nothing to do, Tsurezure. And then Tsure is actually means in old days we call Itazurani is actually, it's a board. And so in our Master Honen's Gohogo, the teachings, the Tsurezure is actually the itazura is actually, it's mentioned that, and Honen Shonin says that, do not waste your time. Do not waste your time to do nothing. So that is actually Honen Shonin mentioned, itazura ni kurasu koto nakare. So the tsurezure is actually to have nothing to do and to feel bored, but that Kenko Hoshi, because nothing to do, he left great, passages. And one of the actually 243 passages. And I want my best actually story is actually it's called Komyo no Kinobori. And Komyo is actually famous, and Kinobori is actually tree trimmer. So kinobori, it means that to climb up the tree, and the job is to trim the tree and branches. And this actually story is very interesting because I experienced something very similar. And when we had a renovation of the old temple 10 years ago, Tanaka Sensei sent master carpenters, and master carpenter Mr. Hattori actually told me, "Oh, Sensei, can you climb up the roof?" And I actually did climb up the roof. And then he actually asked me, "Sensei, did you feel scary?" And oh yes, I was very scary. When I went up high on the roof, I was felt very scary. And then Mr. Hattori told me, "That's good. That's good. So you don't fall from the roof." And what? How come I'm not going for? Because when you feel fear, when you feel scared, you take cautions. You are very careful about not falling off. But the one who might fall down is actually who has no fear at all when up. And Yoshida Kenko Hoshi, actually, in the Treasury mentions that about famous dreamer. And the famous dreamer let his men work on the high place of the tree. And when they are working on the high place, the master never said anything. He's just watching. He's just watching. But when they came down at the lower place, then master told the workers, man, be careful, attention. And then the author, the Yoshida Kenko, was watching this episode, the famous dreamer. And then he made a question, Master, how come you said, when I feel not dangerous place, they already coming down, so it's kind of safe. And then when they were working, I feel, oh, they are kind of abunai, very dangerous, but you didn't say anything when they were working on the high place, but when you come down, why you said, it's abunai, dangerous, pay attention. Is that the same thing that when they are working high place, they are very paying attention, not to follow. But when you are relaxed, when you feel you are okay, the failure often happens. So this is the truth, the mention. And then after hearing what Master, Trima, Yoshida Kenko Hoshi made a comment. Wow, his job may not be noble. His job may not be noble. He may not be noble man. However, what he said, what he advised was exactly the truth that noble man left. So this is actually mentioned in the Tsurezuruka. And in like manner, it was mentioned whole nation, our whole nation. And one day, one of the students asked whole nation, and I sometimes feel sleepy. And when I reciting Namu Amida Butsu, I doze off, and this must be very lazy. And Master, what will you suggest? In case I doze off while chanting, what do you suggest? And Master said, just recite Namu Amida Butsu when you wake up. As soon as you wake up, just continue to recite Namu Amida Butsu. That's it. And this answer, the Yoshida Kenko. So Yoshida Kenko is actually born maybe a little over 100 years after Honen Shonin passed away. But he was so impressed. Wow, what a precious word that Honen Shonin left. So this actually I already wrote in the Facebook and in my blog. So please look at. But we have another story that Pope Francis. So some time ago, Pope Francis actually admitted that when he prayed, in his prayer, he admitted that he sometimes doze off. And this actually is actually very, I feel, compassionate. He's a holy father, but he admits, when he prays, he actually sometimes does off. And this is what is very compassionate. And at the same time, he explains that this action, the dozing off, falling asleep in prayer is actually God pleased that. This is like lying in God's arm. So that's why it's actually God pleased that. So this is, as compared to the perfect one, the perfect God, we are all, perfect. We are never perfect. And the God compassionate for everyone. And in like manner, we are not perfect. We actually very ordinary people, more or less, sometimes you may better, but actually more or less as compared to God, as compared to the perfect one, as compared to Buddha, we are all ordinary people. So we help each other. We need to be compassionate each other. That is actually very important words that Pope and also Honen Shoni left. So anyway, it's about time that I need to prepare for the Zoom meeting. So I hope this service was very short. And then I continue to be good, better, and a shorter service. And then thank you very much again for joining in the service. And if you haven't subscribed this channel, please do subscription and also good button. I actually never asked before, but for the my activities, I need your help. Thank you very much for your watching this channel. Okay, now I want to conclude with benediction. Amida Buddha surrounds all men and all forms of life with infinite love and compassion. Particularly does he send forth loving thoughts to those in suffering and sorrow, to those in doubt and ignorance, to those who are striving to attain truth, and to those whose feet are standing close to the great chain called death. Amida Buddha sent forth oceans of wisdom, mercy, and love. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Okay, thank you very much. Once again, please have happy and safe Sunday. Thank you very much. ありがとうございました。